Testing, testing. Okay. Today I'll create some dungeons in the new region. And yeah, there aren't any right now. There are some remnants from very long ago that I can well, they're not that useful, so I'll probably just delete them. And there's another one, here's another one. But what I want to do is take all the temples that I placed, like this one, for example, and connect them probably. Well, maybe not this one. Well, so the thing is, the entrance is here, goes underground, and this is a dead end. So I could just leave this as is, or I can connect these two chambers with the larger ones over here, which have the exit on this side. And if I show the boundaries, you can imagine the player coming up here, and this would be a dead end. Player could enter here, gets a small passage to this underground section, and then exits here on this patch, and then the path continues in whatever direction. That's how the game works right now, and it should be pretty easy actually to connect them, because I only need to place one spawn marker somewhere here, and there's plenty of space. Maybe I'll even put it here. And then just make a passage. That sounds good. Something like this. And okay. This of course creates a problem here. Yeah, so let's move it over. Like this. Okay, that's good. And then I can place a marker. Well, problem is, I'm not sure which ones I've used. I'm not sure which ones I've used. Okay, 9 is here. This is 6,278, and that's exactly that marker. And let's see if I have a 0. I don't think so. So I assign regions from north to south, so 77, the other one was 78. Don't think I've used area 79. But let's see. over here. Let's place 79 right here. That would create a name for this dungeon section, which is okay. And then I'll just need to create the boundary. Yeah, let's keep it simple. This, if I jump in, you can see the passage is blocked. Looks like a canal, so that's fine. I would need to make this a boundary as well, and that creates a problem. If I save, jump in here, you can see that this blocks the exit. So the exit has to move down here. And actually, I don't need this in the middle. Yeah, if I think about it. So if you spawn here and walk down there, this will be just blocked. So it'll look like this, and then you'll just return. This is where you spawned from, and this is the only exit. So that's how this works. Yeah, I need to make this a boundary as well. Let's see how that looks. That's kind of okay, but not ideal. Let's try it this way. Also not that great. Maybe, yeah, let me open this up. And then, yeah, that's much better. So if the path doesn't exit here, but exits over here, and you spawn right there, then you'd walk over here and find, okay, there's nothing, there's no exit, and then you go down here, and this would be open for you to exit. So that's pretty cool. And these, I'll just leave them as is. That's just an interior that you can explore. Yeah, and this dungeon is not furnished, so I'll have to add the objects. I'm not sure what this is doing here. Probably had a probably had an entrance, and I can actually place one right here. So let's not throw this away, but place an entrance right there, and this is a little room that you can find loot in, probably. So let's place some objects. Like this, and give it a chest. Maybe here. And let's decorate with some rocks. And boulders, of course. I can't place boulders here because spawn markers have to have a 3x3 safe zone. But I can place roots. because they are destructible. So yeah. What else? What else? Yeah, doors. I can place doors. Put one here and one here. 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 They make it a bit more interesting to explore. I'm not sure about furniture. Poles, maybe I should decide what kind of monsters live in here. Could be skeletons, could be spiders, could be robbers, could be kobolds. Let's see. So this is I have skeletons over here. This is at a larger it's actually at a river. So maybe let's use the robbers. So I'll place some barrels so the player knows what's up. Maybe on top even though they're not accessible. And yeah, then I can put some barrels in here as well. Okay, that doesn't leave much space for the enemies, but should be fine. And yeah, let's just place. So those are obviously too many, but they'll get trimmed depending on how strong the hero is. It's actually not true. It depends on how far the hero is into the game. Okay. That looks okay. And yeah, let's do the other two. I wonder if I should keep the urns or turn it into baskets. Probably baskets. Yeah. Okay, let's do the small room, and then the bigger room. Let's throw some robbers in here. Maybe not there. It's too cramped. Something like that. Okay, let's see. I need... Okay, this is a problem. So I marked this as a boundary, but if this is shut, then it'll create the edge line right here. So that'll completely block the path. So let's limit this maybe to just itself. Yeah, as you can see right here. I'll need to extend this. Maybe like that. Okay, let's see. Yeah, we can now walk along this path. Same thing over here. A bit more cramped here. So it's just this tile. It'll create a line over here. So that doesn't work. Because yeah, the path here would be blocked. So I could either push this down in height, basically bulldoze this hill, or I could move the entrance, or I could remove this boundary entirely and close this off. But yeah, that would be one less variation in the path, but also would be the easiest solution. I could move this. No, I can't move this down because the entrance is in this corner. You don't know if it goes to the west or south. So yeah, let's do the easy thing and just remove this. Like that. This of course creates a weird transition. So I'll have to elevate one of these. Let's try this one. And that should work probably. Let's see. Yeah, so I can walk here, walk over there. I can even make this boundary bigger, so it extends all the way north. So that's better. Let's try. So if I have the open world activated, it collapses all the boundaries, so I can see if there are problems. If I do a path like this, you can see I now have a way to go. If I do this again, okay, now the path leads into the dungeon, but now it leads south. So that works. And I can actually, let's make this more narrow. Something like this. And see, yeah, that's better. Okay. Good, that's one down, kind of. start in the west again. And let's look at this one. Does it have an entrance? No. So I'll put the entrance here probably. Because it needs to collapse. Yeah, this would be too narrow. So probably there. Yep. So let's place an entrance. Actually, let me path test this. Near boundary, that makes sense. Okay, I can't place barrels on there for some reason. But let's not fight with the test. Bad boundary. What is going on? Oh, yeah, it's completely open. This needs to be closed. Obstructed. Let's move this marker just a bit down. Double exit. That is true. So this patch, the 6 on it, has 2 exits to this one. And that's not allowed because it's confusing. As you could run in circles around this. So let's remove it. Let's just move this down. Okay, test is running. And test okay. All right. I would like to have a bridge over here probably. Because yeah, this is one long tunnel over here, so that will repeat. There's no way for the path to break this apart, so if you enter from either way, that's from here or from here, you'll always see the same. That's not good. So if I build a bridge over here, that kind of eases that. But yeah, actually, let's just leave it as is for now and continue with the dungeons. Okay. So let's make, so there's absolutely, well, there's something here, but this is the dungeon graveyard. These are all dungeons that I created last year around Christmas time, I think. So they're all still there, but don't really fit the game. So I'll just make a new one. Let's pick another color. Don't place objects, etc, etc. And the question is, where do I connect this dungeon to? Maybe down here to this one. That would make sense. Except that the entrance is, this one points north, but the dungeon would lead south, and this one points north, points south, and would lead north. That could be a bit confusing, but let's just try. Okay, I need just a space. Let's move this down to the normal height, where everything kind of be, and entrance would be here. So let's move this up. Actually, not that much. Yep, one entrance there. And then let's look here. And that entrance would be here. Yeah. Let's place those. Okay. And I now have to somehow connect them. And I think I'll make it a hall. And this would be a room adjacent to it, maybe up in elevation. Something like that. Okay, if I have an elevation change, I need to divide the dungeon in two. So there would be one spawn point over here, maybe there. And for that I need, of course, new marker. Let's use the 1. And there would need to be a spawn point right here. So let's put it down there. And do I make this a plateau or a hall? So the difference would be giving it walls or not. I could also make it, well, let's just do both. So this would be water. or just just a collapsed wing of the hull, and then yeah, this is, let's move this down. Something like that. Right up until the end. And this, yeah, I mean, this looks a bit weird. Okay, now it looks even weirder. And this is, I'm always fighting the tessellation, or more the, it's not the tessellation, it's the line drawing algorithm. But that one is, yeah, it's complicated enough so that I really don't want to touch it. Okay, that should be okay for a start. Let's move this down. And let's break this off. Maybe even a bit further. Something like that. And now I would want columns in here, but yeah, maybe this is enough. I can do this, but it looks kind of weird. But could be okay. Options. Yeah, I mean, that's actually not too bad. Yeah, let's keep it symmetric. Kind of. Yeah. One, two, three, 1, 2, 3. Well, yeah, that's not working. So I need to stack them in pairs of 2. Something like that. Yeah, it could actually be enough. So let's break this apart a bit further. And down here as well. Okay. Okay, so this will be linear, so let's cut it off here as well, so that if the player spawns here or enters the entrance, they will have to walk this way. And maybe I'll complicate this, but that's fine actually. Maybe just this one bit. Maybe the other way around. Okay, I don't like this wall, so let's just remove it. Maybe like this. Yeah, I think that's okay. Let's fill it in with water. And yeah, of course I only need to put water where player can see it, so couldn't see around this corner. But around this one. Come on. Ah, okay. Good, let's populate. Yeah, this should work. Okay, let's make this a boundary like this and see what happens. That looks horrible. Let's raise this. Yeah, that's much better. And another boundary right here. A bit scary, so that they are touching. But let's put down these steps. here. So this is one patch. You could spawn here and then your only way is out, or your only way is down here. And the same, great, the same over here. So you could spawn here and your only way is out. But it's actually, yeah, that's actually bad what I did here, because if the only way is out, you spawn here, the only way is out, but this is all open. So you could walk all the way back here to the staircase that's not there, and then realize, okay, that's a dead end, that's stupid, and return all the way. So this marker needs to go somewhere in the middle, maybe here. So that you have, well, it should actually go further to the middle. So your options are up or down. Well, no, let's make it different. That's still too confusing. So let's put one up there and one down here. That works. Yeah, and then let's cut this off as well. So if you spawn here and the only exit is the entrance, then this will be collapsed. So you won't be wandering around. And if you spawn here, then you could walk down there, but that's the end if the only exit is up here. So that should work. Okay, let's... I don't think this position is allowed. Put this one over. Well, let's put the player here. Yeah. And then the collapse of the overworld entrance. Let's move this tree. Let's see what happens. Yeah, that looks horrible. Let's keep the rock actually. I've removed the boundary underneath there, and that's much better. And same over here. Let's try 3 tiles, and that's probably not working. So let's try this, and that should work. Okay. So what type of monster lives down there? So this is a bit greener, so I could use spiders. And maybe let's just do that. Let's do the rubble first. Okay, let's put down some stones without closing up any passageways. And then some boulders. And some roots. Yeah, roots are destructible, so I can place them in the path. and near the markers. And what else? Yeah, so put some urns down, maybe 6 in total. Yeah, that's 2 right here, 2 right there, and right here, and a chest. Maybe here. What else? Do I need doors? Don't think so. Could put, yeah, let's put down some bowls. And the rest, if I, yeah, let's put spiders here and they will completely fill up the rest. And the spiders themselves. Okay. And I should alter the ground a bit. Where these cocoons are. Just that it fits a bit better. Okay, that was a mistake, but still worked out. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Let's save that and let's continue up here with the spiders. Let's put down some webs, not too many, but it should kind of foreshadow what this dungeon will be. Yeah, that's enough. Cocoon, cocoon. And the floor texture. And of course, some spiders. Good, same thing over here. The temple area isn't that great, so maybe just 1 or 2. These cocoons. Yeah, let's make it 3. And spiders. One, 2. Well, let's put 1 over here and 1 down there. Maybe here. Yeah, that's enough. Okay. Let's walk through this. And this is pretty claustrophobic. Which is cool. And yeah. I mean you're through this one in no time, but that's okay. There are plenty of these in the world. Especially if you know the layout, of course. Okay. I'm not sure if I want to, yeah, actually I want to put some vegetation on these temples so that they look old. But yeah, that's pretty much done. I could put some more decorations down here. This and a couple of roots. And that should be enough. All right. Let's look for the next one. And that is right here. So there's stuff lying around here, but probably throw that away. Problem is with what do I connect this temple? There's another one over here. That's a pretty long stretch. And there's a hut which I could connect it to. But yeah, that's a bit problematic. I could plop down another hut. A bit farther away. Let's see. First of all, let's remove these. I think there's only one entrance. Yeah, and there's the hut. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay, I have an idea. Let's make this a tomb. Okay, I didn't want that. Let's remove this. So there's the hut. Let's put the hut. Actually, this needs to move down. Let's remove all this junk. So this is underneath the temple. And let's put the hut squarely in the middle of a rectangular series of rooms with a corridor. So how do I do that? This needs to be wider. And then there's the corridor. Those are the rooms. Something like this. And actually, let's move this down one level. Oops. Was half a level. Okay, this is starting to look pretty cool. And yeah, this hut will open. No, it should be a single entrance. How do I do that? Like this. Okay, there will be a staircase here, or steps that lead. Actually, don't like this. Yeah, that's better. Well, not really. Yeah, let's leave it like this. And the how does the path go? Shouldn't probably not be open. And should probably be collapsed at points so that you are forced into the chambers that go around. There may be exit here. Oh, it doesn't look good. Something like that. And then this is under the temple. So I could keep this a plateau, which sounds good. Or I could also make them chambers by with this down. Keep it a plateau, just so it's more interesting. And then the entrance would be actually opposite. Would be here. Yep. So that's the entrance. Let's keep this elevated as well. So the player kind of has an idea where the entrance is. And let's make this maybe a false chamber that you can't enter. And same over here. Let's break some of them up. Okay, that's not working. But that is. And yeah, should be more clear that this is not accessible. Yeah, that's a bit chaotic. Maybe like this. Actually, let's move this down as well. Okay, here's the entrance. Let's place it. And that's the other one. Did I run out of markers? Yep. I did run out of markers. Actually, this is kind of... Maybe I should move this down. But this wouldn't make sense. So if you enter this hut, and then, yeah, doesn't make sense. Should have steps right there. And then maybe have these be twice as high. This destroys all my doorways. But yeah, it works better. That's not good. Well, I kind of lost the corridor idea completely, but that's fine. Now it's a chain of broken rooms. Should still be fun to explore. Let's break this up a bit. And repair all the broken stuff. Okay, this room wasn't accessible, and yeah, should be good. Okay, I need a new marker, so A80 something. What? Okay. And 90. One, two, three, four, five. Okay. That should be enough for some fresh markers. Where were we? Not here. Not here. There. Okay, it's 81, I believe. Okay, let's spawn somewhere Maybe, yeah, I'll need multiple spawn points. So this could be one. This could be one. And up here, this could be one. Should have one here as well. Okay, let's put in the boundaries. One here. Oh, well. See how that looks. Yeah, that's okay. One here. It's good. One here with a with steps, and then for the entrance, of course, let's take this whole thing with it. Yep. And well, that's a bit awkward. How do I do that? Wait, don't I need a spawn point up here? That would be kind of bad. But actually not that big of a deal. Let's just extend the hut. Hey Squint, how's it going? Going well. Yeah, I'm working on the second region. Creating a dungeon. And for that I need to, yeah, 2 more tiles. And then let's move this up. And over. And now I can place spawn point right here. This is kind of broken now. What is going on? Okay, that's the wrong one. Okay, that's better. It's been a while. It looks like you've made some crazy changes. Well, they're not that crazy actually. I just added a new region, or the first part of the region. This is the second part. Because I can only create so much new territory within a week. So I've split the regions into 4 parts. And this is the second one of the coast. So yeah. Okay. Oh god, what was it? 81? Yeah. Okay. So now I have a spawn point, and this needs to be boundary as well. Boundary looks good. See what happens. Let's move this. This is a bit cramped. Yeah, that's really bad. That needs to move out. Even if it looks ugly as hell. Okay, where's the boundary? Wait, can I actually... I can't just move this all the way down, no? No, I can't. Can I make it a bridge? This is all pretty bad. I mean, yeah. Have to look something like this. One way, and then maybe the other way. Okay, that's probably... Oh, it's all connected. Oh, it isn't. Yeah, but long time no see, Squint. What have you been up to? You wrote that you were quite busy. So I presume been working away in Godot. Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. It's not much, but I released a couple of little demos on itch. They're not really games as such. Okay, so they're more like toys, or like a Rubik's Cube or something. Okay, that can't work. But okay, that collapsed. Okay. That's bad. How do I solve that? Problem is the tessellation of these two tiles right here. I have an RTS style unit moving demo, a Fox 3D ball renderer that I'm pretty proud of. You're just on an infinite plane with a sphere in the distance. A Fox 3D ball renderer. It's all done with 2D images and shapes. Okay, that sounds awesome. So you basically have slices that are images. Or how do I have to imagine it? Dude, this is a problem. Okay, let's solve it this way. Okay. Stairs collapsed. And that works. Okay, let's populate this. What did I say? Skeletons. Yeah. Okay. So skeletons have bone piles. Let's just put some in inconvenient places. Like that. And they have these balls that are actually squares, but that's all I got. And what else do they have? Let's place some doors first. That should be enough. They have urns. This place maybe 6 again. And 2 up here. I need a chest that can go somewhere prominent. That's the right word. Let's put it in this room. And then don't need furniture, I believe, or I do need furniture for the hut. Okay, then it's a table, bed, maybe a couple of barrels. And what else? Oh, completely forgot the stones. Okay. Many stones. And a couple of big ones. Okay, can place it there. And here as well. Okay, 1 second, squint. I can read in a second. Do I need roots? I think that would be too much. Already pretty crowded, and I'm missing these skeletons. Let's put 1 in each room. That should be enough. Okay. It's a circle, an ellipse, and a half ellipse against 2 rectangles. They move, shrink, and get squashed according to keyboard and mouse inputs to appear 3D. There's shading highlights on the circle, drawing which helps too. I made the artwork for the RTS thing myself, just a nice little tile map, some characters. It's a circle and ellipse, and a half ellipse against two rectangles. Okay, that sounds crazy. How do you come up with that? Yeah, I must say I can't visualize it. That's too complicated for my brain. Sounds interesting. Yeah, the link didn't work. But can you tell me? Was it a YouTube link? Because I'm on Debian. Or do you have the itch? What do I do? itch.io. Do you have the? How can I find you on? Okay. The approacher. I imagine that's it. Yeah, I'm on Linux, so I can't run it right now. But now I understand it. But wait, is this picture here? Is that the? God, what is happening? Is this how the app looks, or is it this? Is it both? Actual in-game. Okay. How do you bend the ellipses like that? Top one is early. Okay. Minor axis of the ellipse is decided by trigonometry. What the hell? So I imagine it's one for the lighter red, one for the darker red, and the lighter red one is on top of the other. How do you skew it like that? That's crazy. That's pretty awesome. And then I imagine it moves when you move the mouse. That's crazy. How'd you come up with that? It's pretty cool. I'd be interested in OpenGL actually. Does it work with Python? Pretty sure there's OpenGL bindings for Python. Yeah, must be. Probably 5 different ones that you have to decide which one to use. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Python has OpenGL bindings. I'd love to play around with these sort of tricks. Yeah, That sounds really interesting. You've inspired me. Oh, thanks. Do you know? I don't quite remember, but they are sock pop games or something. Yeah, sock pop games. Yeah, I love their art style and what they do with the mixture of 3D but non-shaded, and then with all the physics that they have in their animations. I love that stuff. So they have an awesome style. So it would maybe kind of go in that direction. What you're doing, kind of. Not sure. But it made me think of Sock Pop. They're pretty cool. Okay, where was I? I'm lost. Here. Okay. My brother's here with me too. We're both on the Godot journey. That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I tried Godot, but I'm not sure if I said that before, but I just their scene graph hierarchy is just too much for me. I can't. I just don't understand it. It's impressed that you've done this in C and OpenGL. Yeah, I mean, that's the shortest path to get 3D graphics on the screen. In a way that works on many platforms, at least. Okay, let's walk through this. Again, this is super ugly. What? Okay. Better. Okay, no skeletons to be seen. And I mean, yeah, also OpenGL is kind of weird, but if you keep it simple, then it's actually the easiest way to do graphics, except from using a wrapper library like I think Raylib is. Why am I stuck here? Oh, I'm not. Okay. You've said a phrase that really stuck with me in the last few weeks, by the way, that writing code is easy, but figuring out what code to write is the tricky part. Yeah, that's totally true. I mean, if you begin coding, of course, that's a challenge in itself, but what's always trickier is what code to write. And I often read, just to fall asleep, I read the Hacker News on Y Combinator, but not the real site, but just all the Wikipedia links. There was one of a design I mean, there are so many software engineering design philosophies out there that you know that most of them, or almost all of them, are full of shit. But there's one that's pretty funny that says, worse is better. So, and what that means is that you shouldn't implement things if they complicate your code too much. You should just say, okay, that's not going to happen because it would make all the other work too complex in the future. So, and that's what I ascribe to nowadays. It's just hard constraints on how complicated I want the game to become. And if things are too complicated, I just don't do them. And that's it. Unless I find a workaround that gives the same result but with a much easier implementation. Referring to features? Yeah. Basically. So what they say is that having a maintainable and easy to modify code base is much better than having all the features that are required. Or that are that people wish to have. Of course, it should have what is required. Sounds like a good philosophy. I'll take that to heart. I mean, the thing with philosophies is, or programming paradigms. It's good. It's good to know what's out there, but yeah, you should make your own discoveries and build your own opinions. But that takes time, of course. So adapting some ideas is a good idea. And then just seeing how it goes, and throwing the bad ideas away again. Hey Ethan, how's it going? Nice to see you. How's things with you, bud? It's fine. I'm a bit tired, but not sure why. I think it's the weather that lets me sleep not as well today, but some coffee, yeah. I'm drinking coffee. No, don't worry. I'll get my daily intake. But yeah, otherwise I'm procrastinating right now. I'm just walking around, but I'm doing the dungeons. And yeah, I did this one. And I should do a couple more today. And I'm also working on the game concept. But no breakthroughs yet. But some pretty cool new ideas. Do we ever keep a counter of the amount of dungeons? Not really. I have the amount of regions, but the dungeons fall into that. So I think in the forest it was between 30 and 40 dungeons. And I'm at around 10 now. Wait, am I? 10 or 12 for the second region, and then that'll go up to 30, 40 again. So something around that. Yeah. Okay. So I need skeletons up here. So let's put some bones down. Piles of bones. So the skeleton necros have something to resurrect. And then skeletons. Okay. Yeah, those need to be connected. Okay, that kind of works. That also works. Pretty close, but it did. Okay. That skeleton needs to move. Wait, what do I have? Yeah. Okay, lead me into the dungeon, please. Okay. Very good. Okay, let's do some path tests. Object near boundary. Okay. Obstructed. What? Oh, come on. So this marker is too close to the boundary right here. And that could, if this boundary collapses, then I have a line running through here, and that intersects with the 3x3 safety margin for the spawn marker. So I'll have to move it over here. Same thing here, but I can just move this one down. And it's running. No path. Okay, didn't see that. No path to 812. Where's 812? It's 8:12. Yeah, this is in the way. Let's try that again. Okay, test okay. Okay. Yeah, that's good. All right. I'll have to go, but I'll be back tomorrow. Thank you guys for stopping by. And yeah, I'll finish the dungeons today. And then tomorrow, let me see. Have a good one. I'll hopefully catch tomorrow's stream a bit earlier. Yeah, thanks, Ethan. No worries. If you don't have the time. But yeah, I'm always happy to see you guys on stream. Yeah, that's my to-dos. So I still hope that I can create a new music track, but that's hit or miss. I can try a couple of times. And then, so I updated the controller database. That should hopefully make some more controllers work. I will try to add the second voice for the robbers and maybe a soundscape for the coastal region, but that maybe next week. Yeah, that's the plan. And for the region, I will need to place, yeah, I'll need to, so tomorrow is probably gonna be monster camps and just furnishing everything and with items, and then that's basically it for the second part. All right, thanks guys. I'll thank you for all the support. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you very much. If you've bought the game, really appreciate it. And I will be back same time tomorrow. All right, take care, Ethan. Bye, Squint. I'll see you guys. Bye bye.